Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to occupy your thoughts, lingering in your mind even when you wish they wouldn't? No matter how much time passes, how many new experiences you have, or how much you try to distract yourself, they remain, a presence in the background of your consciousness. Why does this happen? Why do some people feel impossible to forget? Carl Jung believed that the human mind is not merely a storage unit for memories. It is an intricate living system that retains what is emotionally significant. When someone repeatedly appears in your thoughts, it is not just a coincidence. It is a message from your unconscious, urging you to pay attention to something unresolved. The mind does not waste energy on the trivial. It fixates on what has meaning, on what demands acknowledgement. The unconscious holds on to what is emotionally charged. If someone occupies your thoughts persistently, it may be because there is a hidden psychological link between you, a connection that your conscious mind has not yet fully processed. Jung's concept of the collective unconscious suggests that we are all interconnected through shared symbols, emotions, and experiences that transcend individual understanding. Some people enter our lives and imprint themselves onto this deeper layer of the psyche. Their presence in our thoughts is not just a memory, it is a psychological phenomenon, a thread woven into the fabric of our unconscious. More often than not, these persistent thoughts are tied to emotions that remain unprocessed. Love, regret, admiration, resentment. The mind replays what is unresolved, seeking closure or understanding. If someone remains in your thoughts, it may be because there is an emotional thread binding you to them, one that has not been severed. But there is another dimension to this: projection. Have you ever felt an overwhelming attraction to someone without fully understanding why? Or perhaps an inexplicable resentment toward a person who, in reality, has done nothing to provoke such feelings. These intense reactions are often not about the other person at all. They are about you. They reflect hidden aspects of your own psyche, projected onto another like a film playing on a screen. Jung described projection as the unconscious act of attributing personal traits, emotions, or conflicts to others. The psyche is composed of both the conscious self, the part we acknowledge, and the unconscious, which contains everything we deny, repress, or fail to integrate. When someone occupies your thoughts persistently, it is often because they reflect something within yourself that you have not yet confronted. For example, if you constantly think about someone who radiates confidence and charisma, it may be because you yearn to cultivate those qualities in yourself. If you irrationally dislike someone, they may represent an aspect of your own personality that you struggle to accept. The more we resist acknowledging parts of ourselves, the more they surface in our external reality, disguised as obsessions, attachments, or aversions. Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, the hidden, often darker side of the self. It consists of qualities, desires, and impulses that society or personal upbringing have conditioned us to suppress. When a person stays in our mind, it may be because they activate a part of our shadow that we have yet to embrace. The unconscious holds on to these figures because they are integral to our growth, and until we recognize their role in our psyche, they will continue to resurface. But beyond projection, there is something even more powerful at play: emotional imprinting. Some relationships, encounters, or fleeting moments leave an emotional mark so strong that they become a part of us. The unconscious does not operate on time the way the conscious mind does. It does not care whether it has been months or years. If something remains unresolved, it lingers. Neuroscience supports this idea. Deep emotional bonds create neural pathways in the brain, associating a person with safety, love, or even pain. These circuits do not vanish when a relationship ends. They remain active, ready to light up when triggered by a scent, a song, a place, or even a dream. The mind replays the past not out of nostalgia, but because it is searching for something: a resolution, an understanding, a closure that was never given. Some emotional bonds feel unbreakable because they are entangled with a sense of identity, with who we were when we were with that person. Sometimes we hold on to people not because of who they are, but because of what they represent. An ideal, a lost version of ourselves, an unresolved longing. Jung also introduced the idea of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that defy ordinary explanation. Have you ever noticed how, just as you are trying to move on from someone, the universe seems to send reminders of them? Their name appears unexpectedly. A song that reminds you of them plays at the perfect moment, or they reach out just when you were thinking of them. Jung believed that these were not mere coincidences, but signs of deeper, unseen connections. When synchronicities occur, they serve as messages from the unconscious, guiding us to pay attention. The people who occupy our thoughts may not just be there by chance. They may hold significance in our psychological journey, whether they represent unresolved emotions, life lessons, or aspects of ourselves waiting to be acknowledged. Their persistent presence is a call to look inward. Perhaps the most important question is not, "Why can't I stop thinking about them?" but rather, "What is my mind trying to tell me?" The key to freeing yourself from these persistent thoughts is not to suppress them, but to understand them. Why does this person hold such power in your mind? What emotions, needs, or fears do they represent? What part of yourself is still tied to them? The process of individuation, a central theme in Jungian psychology, involves integrating all aspects of the self, the known and the unknown, the accepted and the denied. When someone haunts your thoughts, they may be pointing you toward an aspect of yourself that is waiting to be recognized. By facing these emotions, you allow them to be processed, and in doing so, their hold on you diminishes. Letting go is not about erasing the past. It is about integrating it. It is about allowing yourself to fully feel, process, and accept what was so that it no longer controls you from the shadows. When you do this, the mind no longer needs to fixate, because the lesson has been learned. The person who once dominated your thoughts may still hold a place in your heart, but they will no longer have power over your mind. Growth is a journey, and every person who enters your thoughts, even those who seem impossible to forget, is part of that process. The real question is, what will you choose to learn from them?